Sunday, April 28, 2013. This is Mercedes Diesel Guy, and this is my 1991 Volkswagen Vanagon. This is part 2 of my head gasket replacement video series, and it's not going to be in any real logical order in terms of what steps need to be done. I mean, it'll be chronological, but each video is basically going to end where I break for the day, if that makes any sense. So, last video was simply an introduction to the job. You can see here this neat priority mailbox. It contains all the, hopefully all the parts I'm going to need to do the job, assuming I don't need to buy a cylinder head. So, I have the van in the garage now, and I have it up on jack stands in the rear. I'm going to be doing the job with the engine in the van, and hopefully I won't have to pull the engine out. But you know, the first two things you really got to do are, you know, get it up on jack stands and disconnect the battery, which I have already done. So I'm going to pop open the engine compartment here, and I'll let you know what I'm going to do next. Next, I'm going to remove the air cleaner assembly. Now, this just sits in here ready with a couple of clips, and I have to disconnect the hose clamp there going into the intake boot. And if you have factory air conditioning, you're going to want to basically disconnect the compressor, which would mount to these threaded holes you see right here. And of course, you know, take the belt off and hang the compressor out of the way without disconnecting the lines. Since I don't have air conditioning, this makes the job all that much easier for me. So I'm going to get the airbox out of here now. Next, I'm going to want to remove the whole intake manifold assembly. Now, a lot of stuff can come with this, but basically you just have to disconnect the electrical plugs here for the fuel injectors. I'm going to do that on both sides. And if stuff like the spark plug wires are getting in the way, you can disconnect those, and would make a lot of sense, of course, to label them to make sure you know where they're supposed to go back to. And the fuel rails and the fuel injectors will go with the intake manifold. So just, and obviously there's going to be a couple of other things in the way, but it's all pretty self-explanatory. So bottom line, get the intake manifold off the engine. Okay, I have the intake manifold off. Once again, not doing a full step-by-step DIY for that, but it's pretty easy to get off. Next, I'm going to want to remove the splash shields right down here on both sides of the engine, and then the push rod tube shields under both cylinder heads. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Once again, I'm not going to give you a full step-by-step on how to do those two things, but those are the two things that need to be done next. Well, here's my stopping point for today. I got the splash shields off the side of the engine, as you can see, but I don't have the push rod tube tins quite off yet. I have the lower fasteners off, but the top fasteners actually attach to the bottom bolts for the exhaust manifolds. It makes more sense when you get in there, so I've been trying to get those bottom exhaust bolts out. I have two that are kind of stuck right now, so I have everything soaking in penetrating oil, but time being the limiting factor, I need to call it quits for the day. The only other thing I did was I drained the engine oil and I removed the filter to improve access to the exhaust bolts on this side right here, but draining the engine oil and removing the filter was one of the next steps anyway, so I'm not really getting too far ahead of myself. So we'll pick this up probably next Sunday, and hopefully I'll have more to show you then. So this is Mercedes Diesel Guy. Thanks for watching.